I'm 83 years old. I've buried my husband, that I've buried two sisters, that I've buried more friends than I can count without taking a breath between names. And if there's one thing I know now, something I wish someone had told me at 60, it's this. Independence in old age is not luck. It's architecture. You either build it, or one day you wake up and realize you've slowly handed your life to someone else. People think aging steals your freedom. It doesn't. Neglect does. I'm going to tell you what actually keeps you independent after 60. Not love, not good children, not savings alone. 5 things. And every one of them is your responsibility. Nobody says this clearly enough. Your legs decide your future. At 74, my neighbor Carl fell in his driveway. Not a dramatic fall, not a hospital scene, just a simple misstep. He never walked confidently again. Within a year, he stopped driving.
I understand
Then
you're
he stopped
worried,
shopping.
dear.
Then he stopped going out. Then he stopped
But
choosing.
you have to trust
When
that
you lose
I know
movement,
what's best
you don't
for
just
me
lose
now.
mobility. You lose leverage. At 75, I had my warning. I woke up stiff, afraid, unsteady. And for the first time, I felt small in my own body. That morning I made a quiet vow. As long as I can move, I will move. Not aggressively, not heroically, just consistently. Every day. No negotiation. Now at 83, I still carry my groceries, climb my own stairs, get up without gripping furniture. And that means something powerful. I don't have to ask. And when you don't have to ask, you stay equal. After Richard died, I was drowning in space. Big house, empty rooms, echoes, and bills that didn't care about grief. I realized something painful. The house wasn't security. It was pressure. So I sold it. People thought I was shrinking my life. But I wasn't shrinking. I was cutting weight. I moved into a smaller home, 0.1 floor. Paid off, manageable. And suddenly, I could breathe. Here's what nobody tells you. When you need less, you fear less. When you fear less, nobody controls you. I've seen people my age with bigger houses, nicer furniture, more status. But they are trapped. They can't afford to say no. They can't afford to stand alone. They can't afford pride. Freedom isn't about accumulation after 60. It's about subtraction. At 70, I stopped waiting to feel bad before acting. I watched my brother ignore his body for decades. At 71, it collected. Doctors, pills, restrictions, dependence. He didn't collapse overnight. He eroded. That's how decline works. It whispers before it screams. So I made health boring. Daily walks, water, simple meals, sleep, annual checkups. Not dramatic. Not trendy. Just consistent. At 83, I take no daily medication. Not because I'm special. Because I voted for my health every day for 13 years. You don't protect health at 83. You protect it at 63. Or you manage its absence later. When Richard died, I had 2 options. Let grief become my identity. Or let it become my teacher. Grief will visit you after 60. Repeatedly. Spouses, friends, even versions of yourself. If every loss collapses you, you will require rescuing. And here's the hard truth. People cannot rescue grief out of you. They can visit, they can support, but they cannot live your pain for you. I kept walking after he died, even when walking felt pointless. Routine saved me, structure saved me, motion saved me. Grief wants you still. Stillness becomes dependence, and dependence becomes quiet bitterness. I refused bitterness, not because I was strong, because I was unwilling to become fragile. After 75, something subtle happens. People start talking about you, in front of you. Maybe she shouldn't drive. Maybe it's safer if he moves. At their age, if you don't know who you are, you will surrender your life in polite installments. I watched it happen to my friend Helen. First the car, then the house, then her routines, then her voice. Now she lives safely, but not freely. Safety without agency is a cage with soft walls. When my daughter suggested assisted living, just in case, I listened. Then I answered calmly. When I need help, I will say so. Until then, I am capable. And I meant it. Independence isn't rebellion. It's clarity. I've seen 2 types of aging. Type 1, gradual shrinking, more asking, more fear, more resentment. Type 2, intentional tightening, simplifying, strengthening, quiet confidence. The difference? Preparation. Not money, not children, not luck. Preparation. Before I finish, let me tell you something most people won't admit. Living alone at 80 plus is not romantic. There are 3 truths. The silence can turn loud if you don't build structure. Emergencies feel closer when you sleep alone. Loneliness will test your identity if you don't nurture it. I had to learn how to face all three. And I made mistakes. Serious ones. In the next video, I'm going to tell you. The night I panicked alone in this house. The system I built so I would never feel helpless again. And the mental shift that made solitude peaceful instead of frightening. If you plan to age alone, or even if you don't, you need to hear that. Click the video on your screen. And if you're over 60, tell me in the comments. Which pillar are you strongest in? And which one are you avoiding? I read every one. Subscribe if you'd like to sit with me again. At 83, I've learned this. Freedom in old age isn't given. It's defended. And you start defending it long before you need it. Until next time, take care of yourself, because no one can do that part for you.